unsung American inventors and entrepreneurs who've actually succeeded. Who better than an obsessive geek, tinkerer wannabe to tell the stories of these unappreciated geniuses and business phenoms? My reverence for makers and risk-takers is unabashed and unbridled. Call me a sideline technophile, innovation groupie, and a lifelong fangirl of the American dream. Of all the books I've written, this one has led me on the most joyful journey through American history. I've shared every research tidbit and discovery with my family, started my own little collection of 19th century artifacts of American invention. Thanks for the inspiration, Glenn Beck. And interacted with some of the most fascinating and brilliant people I've ever met in more than 2 decades as a journalist and author. When I first thought of writing Who Built That, though, I must admit I was still in angry cable TV lady mode. In 2010, Vice President Joe Biden had boasted that every single great idea that has marked the 21st century, the 20th century, and the 19th century has required government vision and government incentive. Yes, he really did say every. My poor family heard me rant about this for weeks. That same year, President Obama opined that the proper role of private entrepreneurs was to fulfill the core responsibilities of the financial system to help grow our economy, as opposed to fulfilling their own happiness, pursuing their own personal and professional ambitions, or providing for their own families. Next, Obama argued that, at a certain point, you have made enough money. Then, in the fall of 2012, Republicans got their electoral butts kicked. How could this happen after Obama got caught on the campaign trail openly denigrating American entrepreneurs? Let me remind you of what he said. If you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The Obama campaign and its media defenders argued that his remarks were taken out of context by critics. But here's what he said immediately preceding that infamous soundbite, straight from the White House transcript. Look, if you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. You didn't get there on your own. I'm always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart. There are a lot of smart people out there. It must be because I worked harder than everybody else. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of hardworking people out there. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we have that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The context makes Obama's contempt for private entrepreneurial achievement even clearer. His intent was to humiliate and shame those who reject collectivism. The president's message: innovators are nothing special. Their brains and work ethics are no different from anyone else's. They owe their success to taxpayers and public school teachers and public roads and bridges. Pushing to raise taxes even higher on wealthy Americans, Obama brazenly stoked "you think you're so smart" resentment of business owners and placed government at the center of every American success story. This government-built that version of America is anathema to how our founding fathers envisioned, pioneered, practiced, and enshrined the progress of science and useful arts in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the Constitution. They understood that the ability of brilliant, ambitious individuals to reap private rewards for inventions and improvements benefited the public good. From colonial times through the 19th century age of progress, our political leaders and judiciary supported the most generous protections for entrepreneurial patent holders. Mainstream culture celebrated never-satisfied rags-to-riches capitalists. Profit, however, is now treated as a profanity in today's class warfare-poisoned discourse. Those who seek financial enrichment for the fruits of their labor and creativity are cast as greedy villains, selfish barons, and rapacious beasts, and so are the wealthy investors who support them. During the 2012 U.S. presidential campaign, candidates and operatives in both political parties